Hello, 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 everybody. Stephanie D. Sanders back here with you with another edition of Docu-Series, the autobiography of some very interesting people. And I had to have this person on right here. I met her through a filmmaker here in town that I had been working with. And I'm like, okay, okay. And he called me up and asked me to come and check out something that she was working on at the time. And lo and behold, child, we ended up doing a film together. I'll let her tell you about it. That was her baby. But we actually started working on some things like that together. But before I get all into that, let me introduce her to you, and she can tell you a little bit more about herself for herself. Please welcome to this show, Miss Chevelle. See, I almost call you Chevy. Chevelle Hallback. Hey,
Thank you
girl.
so much. Thank you so much for having me. You know what? Chevelle Hallback, but everyone call me Chevy. Good friends call me Chevy. And you definitely is that a very, very good friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's hard not to, once you get into that mode of knowing somebody and you all have worked together and done something, it's
Right.
hard to say the full name.
Correct.
When I
Correct.
when I talk to certain people, they're correcting. Oh, you talking about Chevelle? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But
Right.
anyway,
Exactly.
I love both of them. It's cool to know you. I mean, it's been great, and God's really put some really interesting people in my life, and you
Yeah.
have been one of them. And Keith, we'll get to him at another point. But you guys have really been doing your thing. But first, before we get all into all of the great things that's going on in your life, give us some back history of who is Chevelle. Where did she come from? What was Chevelle when she was growing up? How did Chevelle get into this whole realm of boxing?
Well, wow. Who is Chevelle Hallback? Sometimes I ask myself that, who am I? I wear a lot of hats.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was younger, I was always into any and everything from sports to singing to modeling to dancing. You know, the first grandchild out of 18 grandkids. I'm my mother first out of, I'm gonna see, it was me, my two brothers, and my sister. I'm the oldest from my
Mm-hmm.
mother. And then I have siblings from my biological father, which I'm the second oldest. But
Mm-hmm.
for my mom, I'm the oldest. So, being the first niece, being the first grandchild, everyone wants to have you. My mother has five siblings, and everyone wants to have you. Everyone wants to have you doing this and doing that. So I know how to do a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as boxing is concerned, my mother, she took me to see the movie called Rocky.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Rocky. And I think I was 5 years old
Mm-hmm.
when she took me to see that movie. And my mother, she can be very animated. And when Rocky was in there fighting and he was getting beat up, my mother jumped up in the middle of the movie theater
Mm-hmm.
and started screaming and shouting at Rocky to hit him back.
Whoa.
And I was 5 years old, and I just thought that was like the most wonderful thing that could ever happen to me
Mm-hmm.
at that time. And I was very intrigued about that. And 2 years later, I was in my bed. My bedroom was supposed to be asleep. It was 9 o'clock, my bedtime, and in my parents' bedroom, I heard my mother scream, hit him back. And I jumped out of bed and ran to the corner of their bedroom to see what was going on. And on the floor model TV, that's telling my age, on the TV, on the floor, there's a floor model TV.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And on that
Yeah. Me
TV,
too.
right, right. And on that TV was the fight of Muhammad Ali and Spinks 2.
Oh,
And I could just
my.
remember standing there in awe, watching them fighting and punching in the air and bobbing and weaving like Mama Ali was doing it. Just saying to myself, I can do that. I can do that.
Hmm.
And I went to bed just wishing that I can do that. But at that time, there was no such thing as female boxing. And it wasn't until years later, at the
Yes.
age of 24, when I saw the undercard of Mike Tyson fight, and there was two females fighting, and I about lost my mind. I went to the gym that next
Yeah.
Monday.
It's like,
That
hey.
very following Monday, I went to the gym and I said, "Hey, I want to be a boxer." And the rest is history. I've been fighting for what over 20 years.
Hmm.
I'm a seven-time world champion. Just last year, around this time last year, March 3rd, I became the oldest, not female or male, but the oldest boxer to ever win a world champion, which will put me into the Guinness Book of World Records. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Did you
thank
hear
you.
that? Don't let that just slip on by. It's not every day that somebody gets um put into the Guinness Book of World Records. And I thought I heard it. I thought I saw something. I was like, and I'm just gonna wait and ask her for myself. That is history. That
Yeah,
is legacy. You
yeah,
can't go and
yeah.
just scratch something like that out of that particular book. So
Right,
she had to do something to actually make this thing happen.
right,
Wow,
right.
that's amazing. What did that feel like to be knowing that? Well, one, did you have to win a certain amount or a particular fight or what?
No, just winning a world champion. I'm a professional boxer,
Mhm.
and just to win a world champion, it meant a lot to me. And more than anything, it sent out a message that I really believe in, and that is do not allow age to define you.
Mm,
Um, I'm 53 now, and when it happened, I was 52. I hadn't quite turned 53 yet. It happened in March. I turned 53 that following September.
mhm,
And everyone was saying I was past my prime. I'm too old to still be boxing. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to this and I'm going to that. And I tell people, science says, that at a certain age, your body supposed to be this, supposed to be that, but I'm a person, I believe in God, and I believe that everything that I have is given from Him. And He is the one, that restores my youth. He is the one that keeps me, and He is the one, make it able for me to continue to do what I love to do at the age that I do it at. And
mhm.
because science say that I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm different, and I let people know, don't allow age to define you. Don't let people to define you.
Yep, I was
Don't
going
let
to add
age
that one.
say,
Hmm.
don't let age say what you can and what you can't do. If
Hmm.
you mentally and physically capable of doing it, there's
Yes,
nothing that you cannot do,
yes.
and a lot of times I hear people say, oh, I'm so old. I'm so old. I'm so old. You speak things into existence.
Mm,
You got to
hmm.
be careful what you say
Yeah.
because if you continue to tell yourself, oh, I'm old, I'm old, guess what? Your mind going to say, guess what? You're old. You need to act like you have to, your body needs
Act
to
and
behave like
feel
this.
it. Yes,
You, you,
yes.
you, you're old, so this has to happen. No, I tell people each and every year that God allowed me to wake up, I'm going to get older,
Hmm.
but I'm
Hmm.
not old. But
Hmm.
I'm not old, and
Hmm.
it just sends a message that the young lady that I fought against, she was 27 years old, so she was half my
Wow.
age.
Wow.
And I beat her decisively, so it wasn't something that was given to me. I worked
Hmm.
hard for it.
Hmm.
She was no slouch. She was no easy fight.
No little pushover or nothing. You bet.
Right, right,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
right. So and it was a lot of older individuals there that was cheering me on, and
Hmm.
that was really rooting for me and really believing in me and really hoping that I will win that fight. And that
Hmm.
gave them hope. It gave a lot of people hope. Wow, if she can do it, I can do it. Not only boxing, you know she can do it. I'm not too old to go back to school. I'm not too old to start that career. I'm not
Right.
too old, so
Right. Right.
it,
Right.
it
Right.
felt good. It felt good. It really felt good.
So see that made a difference not only for you, but a lot of other people. And really and
Right,
truly, our lives are supposed to do that. You
right,
know, we're here to help and minister to each other. Our testimonies uh, are for not just for ourselves, but for other people. Helping
right,
people get through situations, believing in themselves enough to know, hey,
right,
this is still possible. Because I'm definitely on that
right,
same train. You know,
right.
but then it's
Right,
like you form your own personal mindset over a period of years to say, okay, I don't really care what you say.
right,
It does not matter to me,
right,
if I still feel like I'm capable of doing it and
right,
God hasn't told me, no, no, we're done with all
right,
that. Uh,
Right. Facts.
and something pops up in my mind, I'm gonna go for it. I'm
Exactly.
just simply gonna go for it. And I
Right.
totally see that and hear that all over you. You know, just thinking about the things you were talking about growing up. I'm like, oh, okay,
Right.
well, maybe I wasn't the only one, Jesus, that was in every single solitary thing that could come by.
Right.
Any and everything,
Right.
creative and
Right.
physical and that type of thing, I was into as well. So I
Right.
see more and more, it's not just you, Stephanie. You're not just the only one to feel like you're doing a million things at one time,
Right.
you
Right.
know but that making a difference in somebody's life and in their thought process,
Right.
sometimes we don't even have to tell people. It's just by the
Right.
way we live and
It's
what
just
we
our
do
actions. Exactly.
with our gifts
Exactly.
and our talents, because somebody was touched by that to see that this is possible, you know
Right.
and having
Right.
that right mindset. Oh my gosh,
Right.
it makes a world of difference for
Right.
anybody.
Right.
You have to have a mindset to say, I'm going to do it regardless. I
Right.
mean, you just have to get used to that. People, y'all just have to get used to whatever we say we're going to do, we're going to do it.
Right.
It's as
Fact.
simple as that. Whether it works or it doesn't, or if we have to go back and tweak something, it's going to get done one way or another. But
Right.
before I get into my speech mode, I'm just going to slow down, pull it really back in, and ask the people, ask some questions to you. That is, like
Okay.
a day for you. What does a day look like for you so far as training or working in general? How do you balance those two things there? Because working and training for something like that, that had to be crazy. I know
Mm.
on my end, but on your end too, for different
Wow.
things you do.
Yeah, like I said, I wear lots of hats.
Mm-hmm.
I not only box, but I do other things, and we can talk about that another time.
Mm-hmm.
But as far
Mm-hmm.
as boxing is concerned, waking up, I have to be to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I work about 45 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Could be an hour, depending on the traffic. So I have to be to work at 6. So I try to get up at least by 4:30, 4:45. Um, jump in the shower, have all my clothes already ironed and ready to go, jump in the
Yeah.
shower, and I
Mm-hmm.
try to be out the door no later than 5:15.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to work. Depending on the day, I might work 8 hour shift, I might work a 10 hour shift.
Mm-hmm.
But either way it may go, when I'm getting prepared for a fight, as soon as I leave from work, I go, I change clothes. Depending the day, what I have for that day, I might go for a run. And after my run, it's an hour and 45 minutes of physical training,
Mm-hmm.
either in the gym, hitting the bag, meeting with my coach, in the ring, sparring. That's like practice fighting against someone. I go through a whole drill, um, and then after that, I will come home, take a shower, eat, and go to bed. I do it all over again. Now
Mm-hmm.
I am in school at this point, and so I go to school mostly online. I'm taking up mass communication and also film and production.
Mm-hmm.
So I do go to school online. So sometimes, depending on the day, when I leave the gym, I come home and take a shower. I do whatever homework I need to do, any assignments that I need to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm off to bed. And the next day, it's all over again.
All over again.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's during the week, and on the weekend, I do have to have some me time just to wind down, just to relax. And I take that time, to spend it with friends and family.
Mm-hmm. See, now
Right.
that's where I have to keep working at, is balancing that kind of time out, because once my mind gets locked in on something that I need
Yeah.
to do, or I just want to do, or if there's a real critical time on something, yeah, I'm gonna get it done, you know. But I have
It's
to reel it back in to do that, do more
yeah,
of that.
yeah, it's very important. You have to balance it because
Mm-hmm.
you can get burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you have a lot of things going on in your life, your mind is constantly going. I got this,
Yes.
I got that, I got this.
Right.
Then I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I got to get this done, I got to get that done. And sometimes you have to turn that off. Even if it's not hanging with somebody or friends or family, just go somewhere by yourself and just meditate, just
Mm-hmm.
relax, do
Mm-hmm.
something fun that your mind is not really consumed with all the other things.
Right.
It's very important because if you don't, your body gets
I'm
tired.
gonna tell you. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
your body would say, you know what? Since you won't stop, I'm gonna stop you.
We're gonna take a break.
So it's very
Yes.
important that you try to balance it. It's
Mm-hmm.
very important.
Mm-hmm.
I like I say, I like to, take it to the Bible sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
God, being God Almighty, He created heaven and earth, and even He rested.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so if He has to rest, not that He
Mm-hmm.
has to rest, but if He rested,
Mm-hmm.
who are we? Who are we not to? So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yes, yes, yes. I gotta keep that one in mind. That's good. Bringing it back home,
yeah,
Lord have mercy. Because my mind would be like, okay, I'm gonna take a break and okay, today I'm gonna do this or whatever, or go
yeah,
here or there. And then it's like, boom, oh, but I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and I try and maybe do one or two or three things and then you get caught up,
yeah,
and then it's like a whole cycle again. And by the time you look up, it might be time to get your stuff ready for the next day or for the week
right,
that's coming, you know.
right,
So I
right.
definitely want to keep that in mind too. Y'all too. That's
Yeah,
good for us out there to remember. So we got to keep each other accountable. Check
yes,
in from time to time. Steph, hey, you taking a break? What you doing?
right, right,
One day,
right.
girl. One day. He didn't say all of them, just
One
one.
day, right,
So I definitely
right.
want to remember that. But since you have been, I don't want to say nominated, since you have won uh, a place in the Guinness Book of World Records,
Hmm.
how has things changed for you, or do you see some changes coming because of things like that? Now
You know,
you don't have to tell us specifically because we have to move in silence.
that is so true.
That part.
I can't really say that my life has really made a drastic change because of it. Um, I haven't seen any importation right now,
Hmm.
but I do know that things are coming in the future where that is will come into play, and I will get recognized of that on a national level.
Yes.
Uh, you know, everything is strategic, you know, everything in God's timing.
Hmm.
Sometimes, we want to see things happen right away,
Right.
and
Right.
we don't always know what's going on in the background. We don't know what's
Hmm.
going on backstage.
Hmm.
We don't, we on stage performing, and backstage they're getting the
The
next
whole
props
next
ready. They get
scene
they get
ready. Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So we just we just have to continue to just prepare ourselves for whatever may come, because
Hmm.
we never really know exactly what may be coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
Yes. Hmm.
we know that something is coming. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
I'm at right now.
All right. Well, outside of boxing, here's a question for you. Outside of boxing, what are some personal goals or passions that you've been focusing on for yourself?
Right. You know, I just one of my goals, one of my passions is
Hmm.
motivating, inspiring individuals, through my career, my boxing career, just through
Hmm.
life itself, the life lessons that I've learned. I want to pay it forward. I want to let individuals know that I can, you can, you know, um, motivate people,
Hmm.
give them hope, and also not only through my speaking, but I also a screenwriter, and
Hmm.
I call myself an actor here and there, but I
Get
really
you.
like I really like to write, and
Hmm.
you was in my short movie. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Chevelle
Yeah.
Hallback. Papa was Rolling Stone, which he did a fabulous job,
Yeah, we had a
um,
good time.
a great time,
Hmm.
and and I'm working on two scripts. I've been working on for the longest time, and sometimes life happens, and I
Yes.
just have to really sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna finish this no matter what.
Yes.
And
I feel
one of
you.
them, I really know it's gonna be a blessing, a
Hmm.
message, and it's gonna be a blessing.
Hmm.
And that's another way I like inspiring and motivating is through my stories,
Hmm.
through my movies. Each movie that I want to produce, that I want to write, I want a message to be in it, to
Yeah.
uplift, to educate, to give people hope, to motivate, to inspire. I want a lesson. And
Mm-hmm.
that you could take something from each one of my writings, movies, or whatever that I may do.
Right. So if the people wanted to reach out to you, get in contact with you for lessons or consultations or anything like that, what's
Yeah,
some information you can give or share, even if it's social media, for them to reach out to you there and send you a DM in your inbox or whatever? Where
right.
can they reach you at?
Yeah, my email address is Chevelle Hallback. That's Chevelle Hallback, Hallback @gmail.com. I check my emails all the time.
Hmm.
I'm on all social media platforms.
Hmm.
On Facebook, I'm Chevelle Hallback. On what is it, Instagram? Now on Instagram, Chevelle Hallback, but someone stole my one of my accounts. So
Oh man.
it's right. So now it's the real underscore, the real is together, the real
Hmm.
underscore Chevelle Hallback on my Instagram. And I also have another one called Hallback Swag. It's Hallback underscore swag,
Hmm.
SWAG, also on Instagram. And on TikTok is Chevelle Hallback on TikTok. And on Twitter is Chevelle Hallback as well. So
Hmm.
Chevelle Hallback across the board, except Instagram, like I said, is the real underscore Chevelle Hallback and Hallback underscore swag on Twitter. And I'm constantly checking my DMs. I answer my DMs. I talk to my fans. So you can reach me on any of those platforms.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, good people. That's just like an introductory type of an interview there for you to get to know a little bit more about Chevelle Hall Back in the
Mhm.
Guinness book, y'all. Come on. You got to give props where props are due. And that's what I'm doing here
Appreciate
right now. Docu-series, the
appreciate it.
autobiographies of some very interesting people. Thank you so much, Chevelle. And
Thank you for having me.
we'll be talking some more about other things that you're doing and career and all of that good stuff. But I thank you
Gotcha.
so much. Thank you. Appreciate you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Reach out to me if you want to be a guest on docu-series, the autobiography of some very interesting people and other shows that are coming down the pipeline. You can reach me at all of those social media platforms. Just put my name in Google, Stephanie D. Sanders, and hit me up. Thanks. Bye.